So I will explain why my body tremors. I have a neurological disorder called essential tremor, kind of a cousin to Parkinson's or something like that. But it's not Parkinson's, but I do tremor. And I have early onset per my neurologist, because it began when I was about 19 years old, and it progressed as I've gotten older. I am 60 years old now, so actually my neurologist is like good. It's been slow progression through the whole thing. I do take medications, which I have for over about 20 years. That's why my head shakes. That's why my hands shake. I've been accused of everything since I was 20 years old. I've been accused of drugs, of alcohol abuse. I got fired from job and all this shit before people even knew about it. From the 80s, I've had this problem since I was in my, teens, early 20s, I guess. So, I do take medication. I do take medication. I also, it also affects, in women, it affects men and women differently. Women, it affects mostly their head and neck. It affects their voice and vocal cords, which only in the last year and a half has it started to affect my vocal cords, which it does now. And that's frustrating. It affects my hands, my ability to write. I can hardly write anymore. I can't write. So if you're curious about why I tremor, that's why I tremor. I don't want to tremor. It looks pretty calm right now. Sometimes it's worse than others. A lot of things affect it, like my diet, my sleep, my stress levels, my lifestyle, everything about my life. Sometimes it's almost not even noticeable. Oh, and about 2 years ago, my neurologist, who I've had the same neurologist for, 28 years. 28 years I've had the same neurologist. A couple years ago, I asked him, because I had been doing research, I'm like, what about doing the Botox in the neck? Because it kills the firing of the nerves in the muscles. So about 2 years ago, I started getting Botox injections in my neck. He does it up high near my occipital area, and it's supposed to, it helps, not greatly because it's still noticeable, but it helps me get through life a little better without people just accusing me of having, all sorts of problems. It is what it is. I have to live with it, and it's a lot better. I don't have Parkinson's, which I'm grateful for, because if I had Parkinson's, that is something that in the end will cripple a person and kill them. It will take them out. Oh, I shouldn't have said it. I should have said the K word. I don't know. But it's a nuisance. It's a nuisance throughout my life, because people assume that this problem that I have is due to something I'm doing to myself. This point in my life, I don't drink caffeine, don't smoke, I do drink, but not every day and not to any sort of extreme. So it's you know, and I deal with the consequences of that. I don't know what else to tell you about essential tremor. You can look it up. It's a real thing. It's a sad thing. And since it doesn't kill people, the medical community isn't like focused in on like finding a cure for it, because it doesn't kill people. It's not gonna kill me. I'm okay. I'm gonna live through it. You know, I'm gonna live with this disorder, and that's fine. You know, everyone in the world has something. This is what I tell my children, who each have, you know, everyone has, thank good, and it's genetic, right? It's genetic. So this whole adoption thing is like, who has it? My Uncle Bob does not have it. He doesn't know of anyone in the family that has it. Haven't spoken to him directly about it, but you know, it's hard to communicate with him about that sort of thing, because he doesn't really like to talk about difficult topics. So, but that's fine. I have 2 children, and so far, and they're both adults in their 20s, and neither one of them, as far as I know, shows any symptoms of it. So that's a good thing. And you know, maybe they dodged the bullet of that genetic thing, because it is genetic. And that's another thing. It's like nature versus nurture. It's like, okay, well, but so that's why I tremor. And if it bothers you, just give me some grace, because I'm doing my best, and I can only do so much about it. It's gonna be there, and I could keep telling my story. I could stop. I was very reluctant for a very long time about doing this publicly, because I knew people would come down and try to attack me about it. You know, saying it's because of this, because I've done this, or this, and my life. It's like, nah, this has been my life for a very, very long time. And it just is what it is. And it is progressive. So I had early onset, 19 years old, and it's luckily been slow progression, as my neurologist says. And it will continue. I don't know if it might ever spike up and get worse. It's not going to kill me. It just impedes my life. Like I said, I can't write anymore. My fine motor skills like hardly work. I write like I'm on, it's like I try to write and it's like this. So it's very difficult. But I find other people to write for me. My daughter is my greatest advocate. She will write things for me if I have to write. Thank goodness we're in the technological day and age where I can text everything, or I can email people. I can still use a typewriter and do those sorts of things. But so that's what that is. If you have any questions, you can ask me. No problem. Not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. Bye.